On This Week in Wabash, we are joined by Jim Straws, the City of Wabash Building Commissioner. Welcome and thanks for being here, Jim.
Thank you, sir.
Let's talk about the building department in Wabash. It's almost like I kind of feel like, Jim, it's like a police officer. You think you're in trouble if you talk to a police officer, but you guys aren't there for that. You're there to help, are you not?
Right. We would like everybody to consider us a resource.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you have things going on in your house, you're going to remodel, or you're going to add on, or you're going to even put a shed in the backyard. Call down to the building department. We would love to answer questions all day instead of running across people who are doing stuff without permits and putting a stop work order on them. So we would like everybody to utilize us as a resource.
Yeah, and when you say resource, I've asked you before, hey, who would you recommend to build this or to do this? And you very kindly said, we don't make any personal recommendations. We have a list of the ones that are that
Yeah.
registered, right?
Our registered contractors, which we're almost up to 200 this year,
Nice.
registered contractors here in the city of Wabash. And if you're looking to have something done, if your contractor is not registered with the city, you can always go to the city's website and look at our contractor registration, or
Okay.
you can stop by the building department. We always have a copy on hand.
So, Jim, why is it important to make sure that you hire a contractor that is registered here in Wabash? Why is it so important?
Contractor registration here in Wabash does two things. Number one, it provides liability insurance in case they would happen to do something wrong. There's always a liability clause that they you can fall back to. But hiring someone who's not a registered contractor, if the work being done is not permitted and you don't have a registered contractor, your recourse through us here at the building department is null and void. We have no way of helping you try to recoup some of your losses.
I'm sure Jim Straws, building commissioner of Wabash, with us. I'm sure you've had horror stories. There's a lot of scam artists. There's a lot of people out there trying to hurt, especially the elderly. You've probably got some stories.
What we do, we had a gentleman in our office a couple of weeks ago, and he had one of these walk-in tubs. Both him and his wife are getting up in years, and they needed a walk-in tub.
Hmm.
So he had a company, I guess, was out of Kentucky, came up and did the work for him, and it didn't fit right. It didn't seal right. So he came down to file a complaint, and because the contractor was not registered, nor was there a permit on file for the project, all I can do at that point is tell him that he's going to have to get legal counsel involved to try to recoup some of his losses.
Hmm.
And after speaking with a couple of local attorneys, the cost of trying to sue someone from out of state is going to be probably more than if you just hired a registered contractor and had the work done.
Okay. So that you probably had several stories where people call you and go, "Hey, what's going on?" But it's so important, and you and I have talked about this several times, especially recently. But it's so important to make sure that you look for a registered uh, project person, constructor, builder, whatever they're doing for you.
We give all of our contractors a card. It looks like a business card, so it's a registered contractor's card, and everybody has their own number. And what we'd like folks to understand is if you have a question about anything to do with building, whether it's remodeling or adding or whatever, call down to the building department. There are some times where you may not need a permit, but your contractor still needs to be registered.
Hmm. Okay, very good. So we've talked about the two main things you wanted to focus on. Let's go ahead and talk about the things you do. You do more than get contractors registered and building permits. Tell us how else you can help the community.
Well, what we do here at the building department, we also cover the code enforcement division.
Hmm.
So, we deal a lot with weed ordinances or junk tires or abandoned cars. So Kip and I are always out in the field looking for things. If we see someone that we don't recognize doing work, we stop and ask if they're a registered contractor.
Hmm.
But we also try to provide a service here where if someone needs, information on this code or that code. We can always look that up for them if we don't know it off the top of our heads. And the code books are so thick that it's really, really hard to know exactly what every little code book says, but we can look it up and help people that way.
I got a neighbor. I don't. This is just a hypothetical question, I guess. I've got a neighbor. Their grass is just way too high. There's rats coming out, mice coming out of it. The building is in disrepair. It looks like they're not even in there half the time. There's kids coming up and smoking inside of it. All that. Obviously, you guys are fully aware of those properties in Wabash because you do a great job. But if somebody does have a complaint, is this the place to go?
Yes, yeah. If you have a property where weeds are overgrown or no one's living in the house and the house is in disarray, we went and looked at a few the other day where there's massive holes in the roof. And I mean, it's a fairly nice looking house from the outside, but it hasn't been kept up. Then we start the process through the Board of Works here to call people before the board and say, okay, what do you plan on doing with this house? And if it's in such a disarray where the foundation's damaged, there's water logged on the inside where there's just been tons of water pour in. At certain points of time, then we have to go before the Board of Works and ask for a demolition due to neglect.
Okay. I know you and I had a discussion about a year and a half ago, and you really want to make sure people come to you before they add anything. It might not be anything they need from you, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Is that right, Jim?
Yeah, we would like people to use us as a resource. Like I said before, we will answer any question that someone has as far as, does my project need a permit? If it does need a permit, then we'll tell you you need a permit and you can come down and apply in person or you apply online.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else? Go ahead.
Well, I would rather answer 100 questions a day
Yeah.
than have somebody come in and say, hey, I was taken advantage of.
Yeah.
So we have a list of contractors that are registered here in the city. We really want people to use us as a resource because we are here to help. We're community service. We are here to help. So I think that's my main point today. Call us if you have any questions about construction.
Sounds good. If you ever have anything else you want to tell the folks of the fine city, you just give me a call. I appreciate you being here on This Week in Wabash. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, sir.
Dare to dream about it. Dare to dream about it with Terrell Realty.
On This Week in Wabash, we find out what's going on this week at Living Well in Wabash County. Bev Ferry joins us again. Hi, Bev.
Welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, this is fun. I enjoy this conversation, and I do have people tell me all the time that they appreciate that I get to, talk to you all the time and let people know what's going on at Living Well. So you are back serving food inside, is that correct?
Yes, this was the first week that lunch returned to inside the senior center. We'd been doing it as a curbside pickup all through the pandemic. And Area 5 Agency on Aging and Community Services, based out of Logansport, provides the meals, and they've been providing the bagged lunches. Now we are back inside, and it's been a collaboration that we've had with them since the doors opened. Their mission is the same as ours in terms of their senior services. So we host the meal site, and we have a wonderful, full of energy, enthusiastic, really kind kitchen manager named Wendy Miller. She's actually originally from LaGros, and she is the person that works in the kitchen. She's paid by Area 5. She needs volunteers. She needs 1 to 2 people to help her every day. She's in there with the kitchen from 9 to 1. But if someone could even come in like at 10:30 to say 11 or 11:15 or even 11:30. That would help get her through like the serving and getting everything distributed to people. You don't think about it, but it's like a small restaurant. And you have, the salt and pepper shakers, you have silverware, we use plastic, unfortunately. You've got the milk. Oh, yes, they do. They get milk. It's like a school lunch, kind of.
That's
it's more
nice.
adult. But you get your carton of milk unless you don't want the milk. And we're trying to be as COVID friendly as possible. We don't have as many chairs at the tables, and anybody that wants to be seated by themselves, we can accommodate that.
Right.
And if someone would like to
they're
volunteer,
coming back though. They're coming back to eat, huh?
oh, they are. Well, we had 16 on our first day, and that's going to just grow.
Yeah.
That'll grow, and we think we'll get back up to the 36 or the 40 that we had before.
But you could use some volunteers, right? You can use some volunteers.
Yes. So if they want to volunteer in the kitchen, they would call Living Well, Winchester Senior Center, 260-563-4475, and ask for Wendy, ask for the kitchen. She leaves at 1. So if you call outside those hours, we'll take a message. But we'll put you through to that. We'll transfer the call to the kitchen. And she's very friendly and bubbly and, energetic. And she really is passionate about having the seniors come in for the meals. It's not really about the meals, right?
No, it's not.
No, it's about fellowship.
Right.
It's about getting out and you have a purpose to your day. And that's especially true with our older seniors. But we have some younger seniors a lot of younger seniors come too. So it's about being around other people. A lot of times when people retire, they were used to being around people every day, all through their day, 8 hours. They'd come home and relax because they weren't around anybody. Now the tables are turned. They have to go out and make a point of finding ways to connect with people. And the senior center and the lunch, they serve it at 11. You call in advance, at least 24 hours in advance, and let Wendy know. You sign up with her. There's a little bit of paperwork, but not a lot. And, the people who in the past volunteered, everything was dismantled when it came to COVID. Everything came to a halt. So in terms of, we couldn't use volunteers then. We were just using minimal staff.
Right.
So we really want to try to find some volunteers for her to help. And, you might want to do it on, say, Tuesday, Thursday. Maybe you want to do it 1 day a week. Maybe you want to do it every, 5 days a week. Whatever, she'll work with you. She just needs help.
That's great. And I'm sure there's other opportunities at the senior center for folks to volunteer.
Yep. We are looking for people who, especially those who have a gift of hospitality. We have things that will be happening at Living Well downtown and on Market Street, and then we have things happening at the senior center. We have parties, and you really need people with the gift of hospitality, someone that just comes naturally to them. And so we have maybe 3 or 4 of those events every month, and we really could use more volunteers.
All right. So give them the phone number they can call you to let you know they're willing to volunteer.
260-563-4475. And most likely Debbie, who's at our front office, will answer the phone and just tell her that you're interested in volunteering. And if it's for the kitchen, she'll just put you right through to the kitchen. Otherwise, she'll talk to you a little bit and try to figure out what you're interested in doing.
That's awesome. Well, Bev, thanks again for the time this week, and we'll do it again next week.
I look forward to that. Thank you.
All
Bye.
right. Bev Ferry from Living Well in Wabash County. We'll have more.
Hello, everybody. This is Baz Bob. Sam Baz. We're going to talk with Corey Philippi, the head coach of the 12 and under.
Yes.
Little League team here from Wabash. Just won the district tournament.
Yes.
In Fort Wayne. Coach, congratulations.
Thank
This
you.
is a big, big win.
It's a big win, and I'm really excited for the kids. This is a really great group of kids. We started off really hot. We played all our games with the same enthusiasm, the same respect. That's what I'm most proud of, the kids' respect level. You saw after the game they wanted to celebrate. We immediately brought them in. They shake the kids' hands. Foster Park's a great team. We played them twice in this tournament. That shows for themselves. They have great coaches, great kids. But my kids came to play. They were ready to go, and I'm proud of them.
When you look, as you continuously say, they're ready to go and ready to play, and you get in that rain delay, and you come back, rain lightning delay, and the kids come back focused, you jump out, you end up winning this bad boy, 6-0 or 6-0 in 6th inning. What does that say about this program?
The program speaks for itself, man. These kids, they're just such good kids. And during that rain delay, you see them over here. They're having fun. You saw it. You were over there. They're having fun. They're interacting with the other team. It's not all business. They're out here to play and have fun and learn how to be, more importantly, good baseball players, but more importantly than that, better kids and eventually better men.
And what's exciting, Corey, and you've been around.
Right.
And as I look over here, the Wabash fans are saluting the Foster Park kids.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about. We had a parent meeting, we had a kids meeting before the season started, and we said, listen, there's going to be attitudes. There's going to be times where you want to freak out and be mad. Take it out on the coaches. Come in and yell at me. Tell me you want me to talk to an umpire. Because you are representing yourself, your parents, Wabash, me, all the coaches. Make sure you're doing your job and doing it right. And they did. They've perfected it. And I couldn't be prouder of this group of kids. They're awesome.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Great
it.
job.
Yeah.
Good way to go. Ross, come here. Let's get Ross Philippi in here. Congratulations. Way to go, buddy.
Hey, thank you very much. Exciting, it's good
You
stuff.
look out here, you've been involved in some championships over your career as a player, but now as a coach, instilling the fundamentals in a bunch of kids. What's this mean to you?
It's fun. Watching kids gather things and that moment when it clicks, that's always a good time. And so these are a great group of kids. We couldn't ask for better kids. And they teach us stuff too, so it's fun.
I asked Corey, I said, you get into the rain delay. And I know, we all know, sometimes that's tough for kids to come back and refocus. But your kids come back totally focused for this.
Yeah, we just told them, hey, keep your mind. The game's not over. We got a lot of game left, and no matter what happens, whether we have to come back to the next day or play tonight, there's a game to be played. So nothing changes.
Awesome. Congratulations, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man.
Good job, way to go. Let's get Mr. Dubois. Come here.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Baz. Great game by our kids.
Talking to Coach Dubois, and I've talked to both Corey and Ross. The big thing to me when I got here, we were in a rain delay.
Sure.
And the kids were relaxed mentally and physically. But when it was game time, they come back in suited up. What's that say about these kids?
That was great on our part. I mean, our kids stepped up, had a 45-minute, hour, whatever it was, and were able to come out with throw strikes. And defensively, we played a great game. So it's just a full team effort. It was really nice to see.
What's this mean to you?
It's great. It's great to see these kids do well and win the district and have a chance to go to the state tournament.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Way to go, buddy.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Coach Dubois, as Wabash getting their awards in here. Come here, Pistol. Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Cooper Good.
Cooper. Man, you're faster than Snot right there, buddy. You went up and down the field. What's this mean to you winning this district title?
I don't know.
You don't know? Pretty excited?
Yeah.
You like that medal?
Yeah.
It looks good around your neck.
Thanks.
Good job. Way to go. Come here. Let everybody know who you are, McWhort.
Hey, McWhort.
Well, you were on the mound.
I was.
You was?
Yep.
Now, you got to talk loud like you're talking to your girlfriend.
Okay.
You just saying?
Okay.
Listen, you really threw the ball well, and I know we had the rain delay. Did that affect you at all mentally when you go back on the mound?
I was like, am I going to finish the game today or am I going to have to go tomorrow? It definitely helped when they let me warm up in the bullpen before I went back to pitch. So when I saw that they were coming back out, I felt good.
When you're pitching like you did tonight, which was outstanding to let everybody know, did it affect your offensive approach when you went to the plate?
No, I just wanted to get base hits and try to get more runs and get some insurance in that last inning. Bottom line, did a great job at hitting the ball.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Way to go. Let's go. Who do we have it? Come here. I like 99. Let everybody know who you are.
Tavian Trotter.
Well, Tavian, let me tell you, this was an outstanding ball game. You win the district title. You're going to go clear up to Munster, Indiana now next week. But what does this mean to you, winning this title?
It means a lot. We were close a couple years ago, and it means a lot to win this one.
Well, as you as a player and playing defense, they're a good offensive team. Did you do anything different today versus Foster Park than what you normally do?
I played a little back, especially for the big guys, and I just tried to keep everything in front, and it paid off.
David, congratulations. Way to go, buddy. Well, come here. I got to get you on because you're the biggest guy here. Tell everybody who you are.
I'm Gavin Trotter.
So, Gavin, what do you think about this win?
Awesome.
Awesome. Do you want to grow up and be one of these guys someday?
Yes.
Are you pretty excited about this win?
Yes.
Give me 5. Good job. Go there and get in that picture. Gavin, go get in that picture. All right? Coach, come here. I got to talk to you, too.
I don't know.
Coach McWhort, Floyd McWhort, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. It's fun watching these kids mature in the game of baseball.
It was fun to watch your kid on the mound. Come on.
It was, but, we had guys playing, Zion and Cooper Good playing second base, made some plays, some hot shots off this turf that came through. I mean, they made some plays for us. Dubois at third base made some plays. I mean, so everybody came together tonight. We fielded the ball well. Hayden threw the ball well. And we hit the ball. We got some runs in there, so they did a good job.
I was talking to your son earlier, and I said, is there any difference when you're at the plate versus what you're throwing? And he said, no, I just want to throw the ball. He said they allowed me to warm up, to come back off. And and I know both, which is tough to go into a 45-minute delay to come back up mentally.
Yeah.
To go back to that point you were at before you went. And he said, no, as soon as he let me warm up, I was ready to go.
Yeah, I could tell he was focused. Everybody in the dugout was playing tic-tac-toe with the other team, and he was sitting on the end of the bench, and he wasn't involved. He was focused and wanted to go out and finish the game, and I'm proud of him. As a dad, I'm very proud of him.
And when you look at the whole team, they come in what I saw. It was a lot of fun for me, as you know. The plays, they made what we call the routine play, and that's what you got to do if you're going to win a championship.
Oh, definitely. We didn't have – heck, I don't know that we had an error tonight. And we don't have errors in Little League. It's huge. Because errors just compound on each other at this level, and our guys came to play, and they played well. And like I said, they made the plays that need to be made, and we got out of here.
Congratulations, Coach Floyd McWhort is Wabash up at home plate in Foster Park, going up behind them. And, one of the big – I got to ask you, Coach. Last night we're at Wabash, and we know the mess that we went through a couple nights ago there at the Field of Dreams. But, I'm looking, and Wabash loses last night in the championship game.
Yep.
And the biggest thing that – and we're talking right now on a Thursday night. But the biggest thing that made me as proud as anything, and I've been around a long time, was the Wabash fans hanging around after their kids got their medals, supporting the kids from Don Ayers Pontiac, Don Ayers number 1, that just defeated them.
Yeah, that's what it's about. I mean, Little League's about having fun, and these kids learning baseball and enjoying it, so they want to play it in the future. And it's pretty neat to have your community invested in the program like this. We got a lot of people here that don't even have kids on the team, and they're here watching the game, and so it's fun. It's exciting. We get to go to the next week state and see what we can do.
We've talked when you look at something like this, and as you alluded to, the fans maybe having kids here, maybe not having kids on the team, but this is a rich program.
Yep.
And with all of our schools in the county, but this is a rich program for everybody, and I believe that's why it has such great support.
It does. Little League has always been big in our community in Wabash, and you look at it, travel ball has taken over a lot of things.
Yes.
And especially in baseball and softball and things of that nature. And so in our community, a lot of our people have stuck with Little League and worked through it. And so that's been a huge part of our Little League program. That's why we've had success in our district. And hopefully we can move that forward to the next week as well.
Again, congratulations, Dad.
Thank you.
Way to go. Where's my dirt player, as I like to call my catcher? Where's he at?
Harrison.
Where's Harrison at?
There's Harrison Mills.
Where's Harrison at?
Here, Harry.
Come here.
Where you at?
I got to get my catcher because I love my catchers. Come here. I love my catchers. Come here. Let everybody know who you are.
Harrison. Philippi.
There you go. I love it. You're a catcher. You're the guy that is the true brains on that field. You're the only guy that has every play in front of you. And you have somebody throwing the ball like he did tonight. How important it was to you as a catcher to have somebody throw strikes like we were getting tonight. Good?
Yeah. pretty good. It was. If we don't have strikes, and I can't get close to framing it, we're just gonna walk everyone, and we won't be able to do much.
Now, I got to ask you, because believe me when I tell you this, you are the leader of the team. Every catcher is the leader of the team, but you also have to be the leader at the plate. How comfortable were you to play tonight?
Pretty comfortable because I'm usually catcher.
Did they try to? I did not see the first inning and a half or whatever. Did they try to run on you?
No one tried to steal.
Does that show you respect, the fact you've got a gun?
Yeah.
You like to throw?
Yeah.
You're a great guy. You know you like to throw, right?
Yeah.
When you have somebody like McCord on the mound who throws hard, right?
Yeah.
And coming in, you know how pitchers are, right?
Yeah.
What's that mean to you? If somebody's going to come out and throw strikes, you can kind of step back and just catch the baseball.
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Listen, congratulations on a big title tonight. Hopefully we'll see you next, Tuesday in Munster, Indiana. Can you say Munster?
Monster.
Munster?
Munster.
Munster?
Munster.
Say Munster cheese.
Munster cheese.
No, you don't. Get it. All right. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more right after this on the Maybank Sports Network. 105.9 The Bank.
Good morning, Mayor. How are you?
Good morning. Hey, that was when you had me on hold. That was white noise.
Oh, okay. The thing must be.
Until you click that over.
There's just.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, okay. It's done by a radio, so a radio puts that music on hold in the back, and sometimes the radio gets out of tune.
Okay.
Just giving you the radio secret.
Tune the radio.
Yes, go back and tune the. My gosh, I have got to do that. All right. Hey, how was last night?
It was a really good meeting. I think there were somewhere between 150 and 200 people there.
Man, that's beautiful. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was a really good time, and we heard from 3 different people from the community that started somewhere else and decided to move to Wabash.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, the guy downtown that does this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he spoke, and Dave Heiss spoke, who Dave grew up here, but came back and bought the house that he grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
And he and his wife were living in that. And then we had a professor from Manchester University, a young lady that actually is from Michigan originally. She lives in South Whitley right now. Her husband's from South Whitley, but they are anticipating moving into North Manchester.
Okay.
Yeah, so really good. A lot of good ideas of what people think this county should transition to. A lot of good ideas on what needs to happen. So it was a good night. It was a little bit warm, but yeah it was a lot of people there. I had a couple of ladies from Logansport sitting at my table. I made the decision to sit at a table with somebody I didn't know.
That's nice.
Those ladies work for the Area 5 agency, which covers, I believe it's Cass, Miami, Howard, and Wabash counties.
Mm-hmm.
And they were there because obviously they serve the community, and I asked them when they were moving to Wabash before they left. So
always selling.
That's good. Always selling it. So
Kyle May and I have had an opportunity. I've really gotten to know that guy. I like him a lot from Planning Next, and we had an opportunity for the last few weeks to ask and really hope that people from our community would come out. You get it all the time. I get it all the time, even before I was on the city council. Hey, I think Wabash needs this, and I don't know why you're doing this, but why don't you do this? And last night was a perfect opportunity for people to go and do that. Am I right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is opportunity for your voice to be heard and your ideas to be put down on cards that were hung on the wall there at the plaza, and that's the time to do it. Social media is not the place.
Right.
You know, I mean, you can still do that, but we make this opportunity available, and we want to hear from you. So we don't want to ignore the people of this community, and we don't ignore them.
Right.
You know, I spent most of my day over in your neighborhood yesterday. That project over there started, and there was some folks that called down to City Hall and says, "Hey, I needed a little help with an issue here." So I went over and we talked to the contractor and the homeowner, and we resolved it in short order. So we listen to people all the time. Yeah, we just need to know. It's a lot of good ideas about, education, riverfront developments. We're fortunate. North Manchester has a river that runs through it, that runs from there through Laketon, through Rowan, and off into Miami County. Wabash, LaGrow, Wabash, Rich Valley, we got a river running through it. So there's opportunities for outdoor recreation abound in this county.
Oh, yeah.
It's an asset and oftentimes there's so much available in this county, but those of us who live here and see it every day, I think, take it for granted and forget what we have. I've exposed Landon to Hanging Rock, the river, the Salamone State Forest. A few times a year we get to each of those locations because he loves just going out there and chucking rocks in the river, trying to skip them. So the opportunities are here. Just don't forget what we've got in front of us.
Absolutely. I talk to my kids all the time, Austin especially. He went from downtown Indianapolis when he graduated Butler to Nashville because he thought that was the way. Now he's in Fortville and loves it. I mean, there's something to be said about a smaller community in a rural area,
Well, we've, in this last year, if you talk to some of our real estate folks, and I personally met a couple of different families that have moved here from the West Coast. Great people, chose Wabash. They came here, they fell in love with it. One of them, one couple bought a house, they bought a building downtown, and I think another property too out on Manchester Avenue that has some storage capabilities because the husband's got some classic cars that he needs a place to store them when they get here. He's commuting. He's got a company out in California, and he goes out there and runs business and flies back this way. I don't know how often. I haven't ran into him recently, but there are people who are tired of the big city lifestyle or the coast lifestyle.
Yeah.
The actors that were in the movie Whelm here, some of those folks, honest to God, Wade, had never seen a sunrise or a sunset.
Really?
Because they live in New York and they can't see it because of all the buildings.
And in California, there's smog. So,
right.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when they told me that. They fell in love with the area. They said, we thought it was a flyover state, but we came here and made this movie. And they weren't here for a long period of time. Part of that took place in cornfields and stuff like that. They'd never seen a cornfield.
That's crazy. We take a lot for granted.
Heck yeah.
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 Well, what else is going on? I know my neighborhood was full of deer yesterday. I watched your photography log from the neighborhood. Those deer are so cool out there, man.
2 little fawns. There was initially when I came down Peterson, there were 2 fawns there, and that one just stayed there. It was a little less timid. I stopped in the road, zoomed in my camera. And, it's just you're here in the middle of a city, and there's enough wooded areas throughout this community, and I've got some in my own neighborhood.
Yeah.
That I see all the time too. So just kind of neat. It's something pops out like that, and you're able to witness it in the middle of the day. Just makes your day a little bit better.
Yeah.
Makes you forget about some of the turmoil in life. You just sit there and watch them for a little bit. So Bill Burrows told me to leave them alone. They're his deer.
Yeah, right.
I said, well, I'm not trying to take them, Bill. I just, I thought it was cool. And, yeah. So.
Oh, man. All right. What else is going on in the city?
Well, yeah, we got that project over there on the south side, and I anticipate the state's going to rework that bridge on Cass Street by Northside Carryout eventually. I'm not sure when they're going to start that, but if you drive down Cass, you can see they stop the center lines and everything on both sides of that bridge, and you can see the dotted lines where those concrete barriers will go up when they come in to redeck that bridge. And I was honestly hoping they would get that done before school starts, but I don't think that's going to happen. So just when that occurs, just be aware there's going to be one lane available at all times. So, well, actually, I think there's going to be two lanes, north and south. They'll do kind of the westbound lane first, I think, and then they'll shift everything around and do the center lane, or I don't know how they'll do it. Shouldn't be that big a headache. States out there on 24, I haven't seen much action out there. The weather's not going to be conducive for any paving here the next few days. I think starting this afternoon through Sunday, we're looking for some rain. So, but other than that, everything is going really well. We've got. I see a car using our electronic vehicle charging station in front of the museum every couple of days, and so that's good. I'm going to track that usage. It's everything. We talked about it last week. It's such a nice drive through town now.
Yes, it is.
On these newly paved streets. So.
Yes, I'll take it. Well, I appreciate your time. Sure. Yeah, let us know if anything else is going on. We're gearing up for all kinds of school to get started, believe it or not, in less than, 3 weeks? Less than a month?
Yeah, it's less than a month. I believe August 10th's the first day, so it's creeping up on us. And Jackie and I'll have to do some school clothes shopping for Landon. He gets to start pre-kindergarten this year at L.H. Carpenter.
That's awesome.
And then I'll start, he's going into the dual language program to learn Spanish, and Dad's going to have to get Rosetta Stone and learn Spanish.
Yeah. Well, you should have watched more Sesame Street when you were a kid. You should have watched more.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, Wade, we had, like 3 channels.
Right.
Antenna. So we didn't have PBS, so we couldn't. We lived in between Indy and Fort Wayne and couldn't pick them up.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start watching it now.
It'll help you, man. I'm not kidding you.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, hey, have an awesome weekend, man.
You too.
All right.
Stay dry.
Yes.
All right.
Tune in again next Friday for another edition of This Week in Wabash. And also check out the radio program on Sunday mornings at 9 right here on 1059thebash.com and 1059 The Bash Radio.